Still waiting on Matt, though, right?
Matt's going to be a little bit late, and also Jeremy's will be as well. But I just want to make sure everything is going. And that looks good so far. Let me just check the notification. Yeah, so we're good to go. All right, welcome. We are live. Welcome to another Old Ways of Spero. This is episode 4. We have a couple of our members on their way. As on Dungeons and Dragons, timing is always a challenge. So we will work on to that point. But we will also note we're saying an unfortunate loss to Miles Chicken, who was not able to stay with the campaign anymore. But we are bringing in Tyler, who has helped produce some of our amazing minis from the Hero Forge line. So he's one of our earlier friends that we've just met on this journey of making Spero and helping make those 3D printing things happen, and possibly more in the future. We will find out who he is playing, though. So just give us a moment, and then we'll welcome our newest addition to the cast. So again, welcome, Tyler.
Thank you.
And then we'll just go to the top of the list, starting with our great leader of our town, Carolyn. And introduce yourself and who you're playing.
I am Lady Carolyn Cadell, and I'm being played by myself, Jen. And you may know me from other things, so hi.
Go ahead, Nate.
I am Nathan. I'm playing Ian Spire, the Lazy Bard.
All right, and Tyler, you can introduce yourself now.
All right.
Don't tell who
Tyler.
you're playing yet.
Oh, I won't say who I'm playing yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm just Tyler for now. No other information.
And Art.
I am Art. I'm playing Ash Excaligo, Priest of Cross.
And top it all off, Leonika.
Hi, I'm Leonika, he, him, and I'm one of the co-hosts of Tabletop Journeys and been a member of Streams of Spero and this game for quite a while. Since its inception, Streams of Spero for a long time now.
About 3 years.
Going on 3 years now. And happy to be here and welcome, Tyler. You've been a part of the family since we got this game started with what you've been doing for the characters and stuff. So it's great to meet you in person, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, and I'm Benito. I'm the DM, the creator of this long-running world who has now made its way back, and we are moving it towards Spero. So a collaboration of campaigns coming. So if you are a fan of this one, you might find Streams of Spero just as interesting because there's some teasers that are going on into that. Let's recap what is going on. We are in the world of Alanis, a 20-year-old campaign that has been in my mind for some time now, and we are in a new town though called Wellshire, which is south of Greyheim. And the town is new. It was budding. It's beginning to flourish. And Carowin's family, the Cadells, were given charge of running it. However, there was a conspiracy, a overthrowing of the government that seemed to be led by some shadowy organization called the Dread Order, and it looked like it was led by Winston Powell Sr., one of the stewards, who had already been given quite a bit of command, but again, apparently he wanted to make a serious play on it. By the time the party found out, when they had rescued Thomas and on their way returning to confront Winston Powell about this, he sort of fled around or bartered his way out of situations, and what ended up being found later, his body lying in this pentagram circle. We were able to decipher some of it, and apparently 12 dark powers are tied to this thing, and they're trying to figure out exactly what does that mean. The Cadells, the Lord and the Lady, are now in a cocoon bubble with some nasty poison that comes from a very faraway city where dark elves live, and this circle is linked to them, preserving them. So perhaps if these creatures or monsters or entities are defeated, perhaps Carowin's parents will be free. They're still unsure about that. There's still a lot of language that we're trying to figure out. So right now, the town is trying to figure out where they're going to be, how it's going to move forward, who's actually in charge, who's going to take care of things, because the Lord and Lady are no longer, they haven't been making commands, and now the steward is dead. So where does Wellshire go from this? So I bring this back to the party. Ian, you are setting up a party right now, so you're not with the group right at the moment. You will have that most of it ready by the night once we figure out where everyone really kind of wants to do things. And what would you like to do, party? There's only 4 of you right now, so pretty easy to direct this.
Where are you leaving us off? Are we starting a new day?
If we can. We're pretty much going to be in the morning, early in the morning. You guys have all been able to kind of get your rest after discovering the body, figuring out where all that stuff is linked to. So it'll be first thing the next morning, and you guys can make a decision on where things are going to go from there.
I guess. Trying to think what.
Yeah, exactly.
How Shali would process what we know versus what we need to know and what we need to do. That's kind of the challenge here, is like where we need to go.
Well,
Shali will just say to the group, he'll just say, I usually know what to do. I am in a situation where we need to go to a place. I can lead the way. In a situation where we need to find a thing, I can find a thing. Find a person, I can find a person. If we are in battle, I can do what needs to be done. If we are in a situation where we need to survive, I can survive. I can help people with that. But I don't know what to do now. I don't know where we need to go. I don't understand how we fix this. We have the person we thought was responsible dead. We have people in jeopardy. I mean, do we travel to get a cure? Is that even a possibility? Like, what do we need to do? And I saying that, my hands are kind of up in the air. Shali's looking pretty despondent and lost, and he looks right at Carowin. What do we need to do? How can we help your family?
I wish that I knew right now. Ben, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Are the ruins that are around Winston, are they the same ruins that were on the bed?
Yes.
Simpler versions. Never mind. I just noticed I wrote that down. Yep. Simpler versions of the ones that are around.
What you know is the pentagram with the symbols is the more power. It is definitely linking to the bed. So really seems like you could do things to the bed, but it won't do it probably won't benefit your parents. So whatever's going on has to do with this pentagram. Yoshiro seems to be the only one that was able to read it. He picked out some of it, but he doesn't. Reading it and deciphering it is still a little bit of a difference. He hasn't had a lot of time with that. Now, Balin and Mshali brought a weaver from your town, and somehow she was able to pick out some of the information to you as well, if you recall. So, part of what you can do, you still need to decipher what is happening. So, some people need to figure out what the pentagram is. What is the ritual composed of? What is it doing? How dangerous is it to the town? Things of that sort. The next part is just going to be day-to-day operations. Who's going to take charge of the town defense? Now remember, your Welshire riders are compromised.
Right. And Thulsa was working on I think we ended last time with Thulsa coming in and investigating, and that was where we left off, right?
Yeah, the Welshire riders are still around the estate. He's got a plan to pick them off one by one with the town guard, but they haven't quite gone to that point. But again, things may be also different. That was all before you knew Winston was dead.
Right.
So they may be leaderless. They may, like I said, it's depending on how you want to treat the situation. You don't have a lot of manpower. Your resources are limited as well. They are your best trained men. Like I said, you've got to. This is where your collaboration with the town becomes your adventure. How do you guys go about dealing with some of the situations of the town that were normally dealt by with your corrupted steward? There's also the fact that Winston Jr. is also missing. So there are little elements, or strings for you to decide. There are a number of NPCs that if you're not sure, you can rely on. There are parts of people in your actual household that do have noble situations to kind of think out. That's your weapon master, Dennett. He could help.
Okay.
Horse master could give you a little part of insight. Other than that, it might be other people in the town that you may want to look at. For you, this was new. You didn't really want this situation, but you came back to it knowing that there was issues. Second of all, you have your priest of your church. Ash seems to be the flock of your people, so there are duties that could be bestowed on him. It is not uncommon for priests to handle those type of duties in the world of Alanis, so he can maintain some of those things for you.
So, Thulsa, I think you need to. I mean, unless you completely disagree with me, I think you need to treat this as a murder investigation, and I think you need to bring your most trusted men or women into this. Knowing that there are perhaps spies in your ranks. In the meantime, I think I need to figure out where the hell Junior is. Unless you need to question, if you want to say anything to me, if you need to question me, if you need anything from me, I think I need to go out to the stables and see if we have any horses missing. Actually, maybe I should send somebody else because I'm used to just doing things myself, but that's my parents.
Well, not to be insensitive, but I think you ought to go put your brother in a timeout in a jail cell somewhere or a room, or I think we need to track him down.
Well, he should be with
Thomas is in the estate with Balin.
But yeah, he's with Balin's on him right now. So
Yes, but think about the situation we're dealing with. But we thought it was the steward. I thought it was the steward. I was pretty sure. And I'm still sure he was part of it, but obviously not the most important part. Junior, well, he ain't dumb, but he ain't really a mastermind either. We've been obviously dealing with a demon that we know is still in the house, and nobody has seen this demon or reported this demon. And in my knowledge, demons go for the weakest and most easily corruptible. So I'm thinking your brother, young master, is probably the one that the demon's been trying to sway the most. So I'm concerned that he's more involved in this plot than anyone else is aware.
Matt, can you change your color to yellow?
you're not wrong. I also think that Winston could be Junior, that is, could be susceptible.
Oh, absolutely.
He's
Junior's a
just
power-hungry jerk.
Exactly.
But he's also fairly strong-willed.
Okay. I'm gonna go look for Balin and Tomas. If somebody could go to to the stables and find out if we have any horses missing as a first step to try to keep Junior here.
I will go.
Okay. So Charlotte will go take care of that. All right. Meantime, while that's all happening, Ash, you're at the church. Breaking bread.
Perfect timing, of course. So, I had asked Michelle when I took over watching the parents to go back and look through our library, as small as it is, for any information she could find, any references on either the Dread Order or these demons, the Widowmaker potion, any of that kind of stuff. And now, since I'm back at the church, I will also be asking Hale and Pennant, the other two priests, basically brainstorming on what do we do to protect against demons, because this is outside of my forte. Probably outside of theirs a little bit, too.
Yeah. Give me an investigation roll.
My investigation
Yeah.
is not very good.
I will give you advantage though, because you're using them as help.
All right. Well, I'll roll it twice. A straight 14 and a 1. So, advantage of 14.
Okay. So, they will basically be able to tell you the Widowmaker poison is definitely from that Ashton City. So, it is a vile poison. They don't really make antidotes for it because, and if it is, it's super rare because it's meant to do wicked shit. That's the whole point of it. You're more likely to get more information about demons and devils in the city of Keralam, which is east. But Keralam is also not... They're sort of neutral to you, not really favorable to Greyheim anymore. And they're often hostile because they're dealing with their rival state of Morheim.
Right. But Hale initially, Hale, I can't remember how to pronounce his name, and Pennant originally came from Condatara.
Yes.
So do they have anybody they can send word to get information? Maybe a demon hunter to look into things? I don't know. We lack the proper skills, and of course they're a long ways away.
Yeah, I mean, it would be considered a long shot in one way or another. It's probably easier if one of them is sent there, but then you would have to send an entourage with him to go and check that out. Message probably will not hold water because you are an upstart town, and the clergy is... You would have to change your faith allegiance. So these priests that left, that came here, sort of pilgrimaged out here. They don't hold a lot of weight amongst their clergy anymore, especially removed for as many years as they have been. So,
like I said, it was a long shot, but it's all I got at this point.
Well, they have friends that could start it, but you would have to send one of them or both to go. But 2 clerics walking through the woods of this land, there's chances of them making it are probably like 15%.
Okay, I will. And no information about this Dread Order.
No, they don't know anything about that.
All right. Well, I will take that information with me and return to the not keep the, what do we call it, the house.
Okay. And Mshali, basically, you know, Winston's stallion is gone.
Okay. Winston Stallion's gone. I'm gonna look around to see if I notice a large amount of, or if I notice if he's taking gear, if he's well provisioned, that type of thing,
You don't
or
know
if he
that.
just took off.
There's no way for you to know that. You're a ranger or a
Okay.
scout. You don't know what's in the household provisions.
Well, I guess okay. The horse is gone. I guess I would know there's a lot of barding tackle and stuff like that.
He looked. Yeah,
I'm
it looks like he left. Like he wasn't going out for something casual and coming back. You can definitely tell he is gone.
So if I use my tracking abilities, my survival skills, would I be able to tell how laden the horse would be? Like that would let me know if he was
Yeah,
carrying a lot of gear.
you do a survival, no, that, but it'll take you a little bit of time going outside the town to get a little bit more of that information, though.
Okay, I'll take that time and I will definitely try that.
Roll me a survival then,
Um,
and I will give you advantage because you are familiar with the Welshire stallions.
Okay. I'd actually already hit the button, so the first roll is an 8. We're gonna hit that. Thankfully, I've got advantage. We're gonna do the second roll,
That's why I give it to you.
which is a 16.
All right, cool. You are able to turn. He probably doesn't have more than 5 or 6 days worth of probably food rations on him. It wasn't a whole lot of weight. And you can tell that he was heading to Breckenshire,
Okay.
so west.
With
And
that
as
information, I will head back and I will report to Carolyn.
before you head out, there is another presence coming north. No, south of you.
Okay. I will hide and see who's coming before, hopefully before they notice me.
Roll stealth.
That's a 25.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm just going to watch,
Okay.
see who it is.
All right. There is a figure approaching, and then he sort of stops, and then more or less in a kind voice go, "Why, yes, Brock. I don't know why he's hiding in the bushes." Tyler,
Uh,
your friend Brock has pinpointed someone hiding in the bushes. What would you like to do? You muted?
you might be.
Yeah,
I was in fact muted. Thank you.
no problem. It happens constantly, even with
Yeah,
the
so I'll ask Brock if he can go try to scare him out of the bushes.
Brock, you pretty much know he's not going to do that.
All right. So the bushes you're talking about are.
But your other friend, Pistachio, will.
Oh, Pistachio would. All right. So I'll lean towards Pistachio. I guess I'd like him to be kind of like a shoulder buddy.
Yep.
So I'll lean over to Pistachio and say, "Hey, go scare him out of the bushes."
Amshale, a small critter with a bushy tail that you easily identify as a squirrel, leaves this individual's shoulder, sprints all over to you, and gets into the bush and gets into your business. This little thing just chirping, squeaking at you with all anger and veil.
It's a squirrel.
Yeah.
like Ratatosker vibes, though, right? Like he's got like little gear.
um, it's obvious I've been cited by at least one of the persons. So I'm not at this point. I'm going to consider this. Well, not everybody can see me. Stealth is blown at this point. So while I am not scared by a squirrel, um, I will. You know what I'm gonna do? Hang on one sec. I know what I'm gonna
Why
do.
wouldn't you be scared of a squirrel? It's got fangs.
Yeah, it's vicious.
Look at the teeth. I'm gonna utilize my animal handling skill, and basically gonna try to get it to return to its master, and I'm not going to try to scare it per se, but I am going to, but I do want it to recognize that between a squirrel and me, I am clearly the superior predator.
Roll your animal handling.
Oh, that roll went very badly.
Is it a natural one?
It was not a natural one. However, a 4 is not going to help me so much in this situation.
Okay.
But I did not want to intimidate it. I'm not out here to try to scare a squirrel. I mean, I don't know if these people are hostile or not. I just wanted to send the
You
squirrel
are
around.
perplexed that the squirrel has come at you with intent on getting you out of your spot. You have never seen a squirrel behave in this manner at all. You are not able to get it to go back at all. It's like kind of like tugging on your boot strings to move you.
I'm going to stand straight up. I will have bow at the ready, arrow in hand, knocked but not drawn, and I will stand to nearly my full height, and I will look out at you and simply say, "Who are you?"
So he's standing up in front of you now, Tyler.
Oh, Shale is. I thought he was still asking the squirrel, not me.
No, I'm asking you.
I was wondering if you were going to do the squirrel voice or if I was going to do the squirrel voice. Okay. So yeah, introduce myself. So I'm right here, right? This is me.
Don't worry about what's down there. That's just a grouping thing. This is all theater of the mind.
Good. Yeah. I was
Because
trying
there's no
to
one
figure
else
if it
around.
was-
It's just the two of you out in the woods. Pistachio has succeeded in revealing him Shally out of the bush.
Mm.
Brock is nearby. And
All right.
He is now threatening you with a bow of who you are.
Gotcha.
May
All right.
I ask who Brock is or what Brock is?
Give me a
knowing that
perception
that's-
check, please.
Brock is Brock.
18.
The only thing you can discern is there's an owl like 7 feet from you on a branch in the tree. But as you looked at him, apparently the squirrel thing, who has been chattering and making quite a bit of noise, allowed a very large brown bear to get behind you. Roll initiative.
All right. So. Oh.
You too, Tyros.
All right.
That's not good. One should not roll initiative that badly with a brown bear behind them.
So, Mshali, what'd you roll?
My initiative is an 8.
Oh,
Mine too.
Oh, Tyros. All right.
Yeah.
The bear has moved basically within distance on you. You still have the squirrel at your foot.
Yep.
Tyros, I will give you the ability to free speak.
Who are you, and what are you doing hiding in the bushes in my woods?
And so I've got a person in front of me,
Yep.
an owl that I saw,
Yep.
a squirrel that I see,
Yep.
and a bear came up and flanked me.
Yep.
I'm rolling deep in these woods, I guess.
That's my ranger for me.
And this is a free speaker, or this is
I'll
my
give
action?
you a free speak as well. Yep. So.
Okay. I'm the protector of this town. One of the protectors. And I will not be defeated by you. And that's what I'll say, and then I'll wait till it's my turn to act.
Okay. Tyros, what would you like to do? This could
Well,
get
I'm-
rough if you know how things are going, unless you wish to de-escalate the situation.
Yeah.
Remember, you know something is coming. You don't know of this town's existence, and
Yep.
the person you want to protect of that town.
Oh, so all that part of the backstory I haven't found out about yet?
You don't know fully. You just know something is coming. You need help. And
Gotcha.
there is a NPC that I wrote in your backstory that is
Yep.
important to you.
So that part already happened.
That has already all happened. Yep.
Okay, good deal.
But
All
you've
right.
now come to help. Oh man, it is not the cocaine bear. I had to put that out to the party.
He's cocaine bear vibes though.
He could be. He's almost that angry.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
I got
you're
it.
here. You're here for help. You do know scouts move about this town, out in the woods. You've just avoided them for so long, but now things have changed. So you actually have now sort of captured one with your friends.
Yeah. So
you can
de-escalate, I think, is the goal then.
Okay.
So
well,
all right.
You need to tell
Then-
your friend to back down.
Yep. All right. So I'll start with the introduction then. So I'm Tyros Roanoke. It sounds like if you're a protector of this town, we may have some common interests. So to my friends, back down. All right. You take it easy. Back off.
Okay, now you
Brock
need to
and-
roll a persuasion check towards him.
Wow, the D&D Beyond dice are so slow.
Yes.
18.
18. I'm Shali. He starts to say this. The brown bear growls a bit, kind of goes down on all four paws, and you had a feeling that he really wanted to bite you, but this other individual has told him to stop. He again gives you another snuff, little bear snot kind of goes your way, and then he just kind of moves off to the right. Would you like to make an attack of opportunity on the bear?
I would not.
Okay, so he will wander away. You hear him kind of stumble into the bush. The little squirrel has not left your foot at all. And then Tyros, you may continue speaking.
All right, so I'll do like a little, and Pistachio runs back over to jump on my shoulder.
You are free of animals.
What was that?
I'm Shali's free of animals now.
So we may have some similar interests. What are you doing in these woods?
As I said, I'm one of the protectors of this town. Who are you and why are you coming here?
I've felt the trees crying out to me. I feel a dread of force coming to this town, and I feel I need to help too. So I'm looking to help, and I'm looking for help.
And what is your name?
Tyros, Roanoke.
And how is it that you come by these creatures?
They're old friends. We've lived in these woods for years.
And how is it that I have never seen you before?
Maybe you weren't looking for me. Maybe I'm very sneaky.
You have a bear. You can't be that sneaky.
I don't know.
I do not have a great deal of time. We are a free town. I have no rights to impede you unless you mean harm to its citizens. But I must hurry away. But I will ask you this. What is this danger you speak of?
I'm unsure. If there's any information you have, I'd like to hear it.
So you travel here on a feeling that you're unsure about with no details, asking me and a duly appointed member of this city to give you details about our security?
Shali, what is your passive perception?
21.
You will notice he has slightly pointed ears.
I will speak in this next sentence. I will filter in Elven so that the sentence only makes sense if he understands Elven. And I will say, I am honor bound to protect this city's security. I am not telling you anything unless you have proven yourself to be someone that can be trusted.
So I'll respond in Elvish that I have people I care about in this city and would like to protect it as well. I haven't sworn an oath, but I feel equally duty bound as if I had.
I will respond in Elvish. We have scarcely seen your people of late. I would welcome you. Come with me. And then but your bear cannot go where we're going.
You're not really sure where the bear went.
Andar gets on his own. He'll come if I need him.
I should hope so. And then I'll probably will lead the way.
I'll come with you.
Okay. So you're making your return. Yujiro, what are you doing?
So, where are we currently, or am I just gonna say what I'm doing in the town?
Pretty much say what you're doing. It's the next morning. You know Ian is setting up for a festival or a shindig to kind of get the town rallied in sort of way. There's been other things going on. You can worry about the pentagram. I mentioned that was something that Carowin was worried about because there's still a lot to decipher out of it. You could spend time doing that, or you might have said something about finding your brother, so you can abandon that and do that instead.
So I
Find
remember.
your brother. You found your brother for a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I did speak to him. So I think I kind of have to continue deciphering the pentagram in order to give us more of a direction.
Okay. All right, give me a Arcana roll.
Five.
Okay. You do know that this is old text. It's still abyssal, you know that, but the way it's written is thousands and thousands of years old, you're assuming.
Okay.
You may need help from other sources.
Really? Even though my patron allows me to read anything?
No, you're reading it.
Uh,
But there's some other things to that, and that's who I'm saying may help you.
Okay, got it. Like,
It is an
what?
RP session for you, Jeremy, to talk to your lady.
All right, awesome. I'm assuming I can kind of just mentally ask questions and hope that they'll be answered.
Well,
Um,
you pretty much know that you are a conduit. As a warlock, you are a conduit to your patron. Everything of you is fully created by your patron. So if she's not talking to you, there's probably very bad things going on with your relationship.
Oh no, make him talk out loud to her so he's talking to himself and we're all staring at him like he's bloody
Nope.
crazy.
I mean, are you
That
there
has
with me?
happened.
No,
Or
I'm
am I
not,
there
but
by
still.
myself? Oh, yeah, I don't mind talking to myself and seeming like I'm
Yeah,
bloody crazy.
he's hinted at this, so this is not.
I
that
learned
far
this
off.
in the 90s. The best prayer you can possibly make is just, oops.
Oops. All right, Yujiro, what would you like to do?
The Raven Queen simply goes by Raven Queen to me, right?
Yes.
So as I'm trying to continue deciphering, Raven Queen, if you're listening, do you happen to be able to help me with any of these, or understanding this ancient text? I'm having trouble, but this seems to be something that I need to try to sort out for the future of this town.
Yes, you do.
Do you have anything further that you can help me with while I'm trying to decipher this text?
I will. You have identified the 12 names. Each of those
Correct.
names are now powers that are coming. One by one. This is a conduit. This ritual circle. If the power gets to the circle and makes contact with it, all is lost. Welshire will be destroyed, and all who inhabit it will be devastated in a catastrophic cataclysm.
So, based on the way that this pentagram is set up, is there anything that would help tell me maybe the order in which these beings are going to come? We're already pretty sure that one of them is already here.
Give me an investigation roll. And I will give you advantage because you are working with the Raven Queen.
17.
Okay. Your notes ready?
1 second. God, my notes page is so big. Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm ready.
The Basilisk is 1. The Poison Dart is 2. The Serpent is 3. The Beast is 4. The Ravenos is 5. The Leviathan is 6. The War Maiden is 7. The Maelstrom is 8. The Sword is 9. The Tyrant is 10. The Tempest is 11. And the Fallen Demon is 12.
Huh.
I need you to make another investigation roll, please. This one straight up.
15.
The Basilisk's ruin is filling with its own blood.
Filling with its own blood.
The rune has blood in it.
But isn't that from the...
The other ones don't have any blood in them yet. That was more like in the Eternal Circle. These ruins are on the outside of it.
And it doesn't seem like this blood came from the dead guy sitting in front of me?
Nope.
Hmm.
But the basilisk is number 1. Okay, while you're doing that, Ian, your party's almost there. You got pretty much everything ready. The flyers are out. Anything else you wish to do?
No, I think I've got the song list picked out that I'll start off with. I've got the bar stocked with ale. I think I'm good.
Okay. Thulsa, is there anything you would like to do in the defense of the town?
Well, as we pointed out, the rounding up of the house guard, if there are any left, if they all didn't flee with Winston, would be something we would be doing, again, quietly, because we're not at this point sure how many of them are actually fully on board and how many were just acting by being paid to act as they were. So it's not a heavy-handed public enemy number 1 arrest type of thing. It's a quiet, come with us, we need to figure things out. Just
I'm
getting
going
him
to say,
isolated.
without Winston Sr. in play, you're able to round up all 6 of the Welshire riders. So they're all in custody. They all surrender without incident.
So nobody got uppity, nobody...
They're not happy, but they didn't seem like they had a lot of gumption to take. Because remember, they've served for a long time here. Your town guard are friends of theirs as well.
Right, and we're not like tossing them in a deep, dark Black Ops dungeon. This is just kind of making sure they're not part of the plot.
Correct.
Or not an active part of the plot. How about that?
Right. You can isolate them in you can isolate them in one of the guest rooms in the estate. More or less. That's what I'm assuming is going on. They're without their horses, so they're not going anywhere, and they've surrendered their sword, so they are unarmed.
Yeah. So right now, house arrest, but they can still go to the kitchen, go to the bathroom. Let's just treat this as an active investigation with their current assistants as material witnesses. There we go.
I need to know what guards you put on charge of them, though, to keep them in that room. Who and how many?
Well, we're... I mean, they're all potentially friends of people here. I mean, it's not like they're unknowns. We interact with these people every day. Well, I guess I have to do it right now for the most part.
Okay.
And we'll bring Yajiro's brother into it.
Okay.
If he's around. So he and I will be the major components of just keeping an eye on them and keeping them at hand, and we'll rotate everybody in and out, everybody else out, doing tasks and running errands and keeping the streets and everything, so we'll basically set up a command center, if you will, here in the house. I'll stay in the house. Yujiro's brother will stay in the house. We'll do the guarding, and then we'll have everybody else continue their normal duties, and we'll run it from the house.
Okay. All right, Ash, you figured out things at the church. What would you like to do now?
I'd go back over to the estate to try and see what was going on, what they'd figured out, and share my knowledge or lack thereof.
All right.
I don't know who's there. But
Gotcha. All right, so Tyros, Amshale has got you back into town. He looks like he's heading to the big estate. Do you wish to break off and go elsewhere to look for people, or do you wish to talk to this ruler or whoever and find out what's going on?
Yeah, I think I'll try to find out what's going on here a little bit, see what the story is. Seems like there's a lot of stuff going down.
Okay. Amshale, you get to the estate. Tyros is still with you. Do you bring him inside the estate or not?
I will bring him inside the estate because, based on what he said, I feel he's going to need to be presented to Kirwin
All right.
before he's running about.
Okay. You get in there pretty much during the guard. Thulsa, you will notice Amshale show up. Ash, you show up about the same time. So you two are there. So Thulsa, Ash, with Amshale, with a mysterious half-elven guy.
hey Ben, what was the Alanis I don't know, superstition or whatever towards half elves? I can't remember how we treated them in the past.
Well,
It wasn't
elves
was it?
are as rare as almost Sasquatches for a world. So they are people that are they're adored, mystical, magical, great folklore, but having people actually seen an elf, pretty hard to find.
So we'd probably actually kind of mistake him for an elf, not a half elf.
True, but
Okay.
most
That's
times they are half elves because they are more half elves will be found if we find something of that state because they've been left behind. So that's why I'm saying you're more likely to know he's a half elf because he's not with Misa, that kingdom.
My assumption is that if you're part elven, you are elven, and you speak the language. So that's how I'm treating.
Sure.
That's how I'm treating him anyway, because they are rare enough that I wouldn't know. I speak Elven, so at some point, my people have had some kind of trade or have met elves at least once in my life in our vast travels before we settled here. So, and it's a language that's known to my people or what have you for me to have
will
learned
say
it.
Greyheim, and since Welshire is a part of Greyheim, have history with elves in a positive manner. So it is not so much unscrupulous. If you were in a different city, you might be a little bit more tested with him. But he is a rare sight. Oh, and he does have a squirrel on him.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a squirrel.
Can you describe him? What he's wearing, how he, bearing, etc., etc.
That's on you, Tyler.
Oh, I thought you were gonna just like point back to the photo of the miniature in the messenger chat, but
There might be little details that you might want to add that miniatures and photos don't always help.
sure.
Well, let's put it this way: you're also being actively checked out. So,
Yeah. From an external appearance, just for you guys' benefit, then older, white hair, white cloak, outfit, kind of an Assassin's Creed looking kind of robe, buttons, and all that. Everything that I'm wearing is like something I made. A lot of wooden things, vines, straps, all kind of leather and things. Everything's very DIY. It's clear that I don't purchase things from stores or vendors or even have ever maybe even been into town. But still, somehow I've got some decent looking weaponry. I've got a dagger with a gold hilt and a crossbow, but the crossbow's something I made as well. What else? Leather boots. Kind of a standard druid appearance. I've got a staff with a glowing orb at the end.
it's actually glowing?
Not like glowing, but like a little glow.
Like an amber.
Like a
it's like
passive
it's like a
glow.
little
So-
rock.
Yeah. It's
It's
iridescent.
a gemstone. It's not actually glowing magically.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, this is two different things.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right.
It's not actively doing anything.
Delsa, Cash,
Bioluminescent.
So
do you wish to do anything with this arrival?
Well, he arrived with them chalet, so I'm assuming he's not horrifically a problem out the gate here. So I will let it play out for a bit here.
All right, cool. All right, so you two will go off. I'm assuming Ash will follow to see Lady Carolyn.
yeah, as I'm approaching and they're approaching, I'll say, Ash, who's your new friend?
You mean Msally?
Sorry, I am Ash. You're on Michelle. Yeah, you got it. You know who I meant. Shut up.
Of course, old friend. Me pass up a moment to pick on you? Never. That's just not going to happen.
That's funny.
Msally will say,
And that could have probably happened in game too.
yeah, right. Msally will simply say, I know very little. I know that he has connection with or control over animals, which makes sense as he is one of the elven people. I know that he says he is aware of a threat to our town, and he is here to help. Beyond that, and what that threat is, I don't have a lot of details, but at this stage, where he's a visitor from the elven nations, I felt it best to present him to Lady Kirwan, so she can ask him any questions she may have, and he may hopefully feel free to divulge these dangers to someone other than a simple soldier.
Well, I will turn to our new arrival and say, my name's Ash. It's a pleasure to meet someone from your peoples. We're honored to have you here and your desire to assist. I offer my hand to shake it. No.
I'll reach out and shake his hand. Well, thank you. I'm not too new to the area. I'm only new to the city, though. I spent the majority of my life in the woods just outside of Welshire, keeping to myself, and actually don't have too much of an elven background, as I was raised in a human family. My father was an elf.
Oh.
So I've become friendly with someone who's part of this town, and I've tried to have her come stay in the woods with me because of the increasing issues in town, and her people are here, so I'm here to help.
Would you mind telling us who that person is?
Just a friend.
You may not
Can I-
claim to be of the elven people, but you certainly carry the mystery of them.
Can I get an insight check to see if he is trying to be deceptive or trying to protect his friend?
Yeah, roll an insight. Tyler, if you'd like, you may roll a deception or persuasion.
That's a 19 on my roll.
I was just going to say, I was looking at my character sheet when Lee was doing that, and I was going to ask for the same roll.
Roll it.
I mean, there are two valid reasons for him to not want to give that information. If he's protecting a friend, and that's what I sense, then I will let it go. If it is him being deceptive, I'm
Sure.
we're gonna have a longer conversation.
Ash, roll insight as well. And then
My question, I rolled 9. My questions were absolutely leading to be able to make these rolls, so I didn't roll as good as you.
Yeah, I knew that's what you were leading to. I was picking up what you were laying down, Art.
Tyler,
I'm glad you rolled better than I did.
Tyler, what did you roll?
Teamwork,
I
baby.
didn't roll.
So if
I
you're
guess-
telling the truth, you'd roll persuasion. If you want
Okay.
to lie, you roll deception. And you
Gotcha.
try to beat a target of 19.
Ooh, I've got +0 on persuasion, and that was a 10.
Okay. He is very awkward to you, Amshali. And this is not uncommon because you've seen it many with your people and as you know in your own background. So you do think there is somebody that he is fond of in that manner, but he just seems to be bashful about that situation.
Okay.
I'll give you a look like I can't get a read and see what you got.
I will, without being too obvious, because at this point, I feel he's being very honorable, and I don't want to call him out in this kind of setting. At some later point, I may actually talk to him about it, but right now, my goal is to make him feel comfortable, like he's among potential friends, certainly allies at this stage, and I don't want him to be on the defensive. So I'm just simply going to say, I believe that if you are not yet comfortable to give us all of the details regarding your friend, that will be okay. I'm willing to, I believe that protecting one's friend is a high form of honor. And then in Elven, I will say a simple phrase that basically equates to, it's like almost like an idiom, a quick idiom, or speaking of an Elven story, and it will basically be an allusion to um, um, defending someone is honorable even if you can't be honest with others. Um, and I will say that in Elven and say I understand in Elven, and and then uh, and then say we should again we should bring him to Lady Kirwin. Um, it's important that we know as many details as you're comfortable with, but Lady Kirwin is our leader, and you may have to provide a lot more details to her than you are being asked to provide to us.
All right. So you guys will take a few minutes and then you will find Lady Carolyn. So Lady Carolyn,
We're not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna bring her into the bedroom if she's with her parents. We'll find another room
No,
and have her.
she's pretty much in one of the in the living room almost.
Okay.
So Mshali, Mshali has returned. Ash has returned as well, but there is a different man with them that you've never seen before. And the weird thing is, he's got a squirrel on him.
Shale?
I have details on Winston that are important, but more immediately pressing.
Other than the fact that he's dead?
When, no, the younger.
Oh, okay.
I have some details. I know the direction he has left, and I know
So he's gone.
he is gone. But I also know how far he is likely to get on the provisions he has. But right now, while I was doing that investigation, I came across this one. He is part Elven, and he is a friend of many animals, to include a bear and an owl and the squirrel you see. He claims that there is a danger coming for us here in town, and he has the desire to help us. He did not feel comfortable divulging that to us. I feel you are safe in his presence with us here, and that his efforts to protect can be trusted. And I invite him to be fully honest with you, but you may question him as you will, lady.
The squirrel jumps off of Tyros' shoulder, scuttles down, stands about 3 feet in front of you, Lady Carolyn, and does a bow.
Aw, sounds cute. What are you bringing this to me for?
Then he goes back up on Tyros' shoulder.
Shally, do me a favor and go back to James in the stable, and we need to know, day or night. I don't think Junior's gonna try and sneak back in, but day or night, if that horse of his, horrible stock anyway, that horse of his shows up, we all need to know if he's back.
Understood. And Mshale will bow deeply. He will walk over to.
Mshale, if we're in public, I suppose you can bow, but I mean, if you're not going to bow to Balin, you don't need to bow to me, at least behind a closed door.
We have an outsider with us.
Okay, I'll give you it this time.
And he turns to Tyros?
Yeah.
Tyros. Yeah. He turns to Tyros and offers an elven salutation and says, leaves in wind, shade in sweet water, and he walks away.
What did he say? Tanagra when the walls fell? What? I love you, Lee. I did that just for you.
I know, and I know. It warms my heart. It truly warms my heart. I love it. I could do the half the scene right now, but I'm not going to.
So, Squirrel Man.
Yes.
Who are you, and why are you here?
Well, I didn't completely share with your friend before, but I guess I feel comfortable enough I could share with you. I have a friend who is a member of the Scouts for this town, who's someone I ran into in the woods and I've become friendly with. Her name's Britt. You may know her. But
do I know Britt, Ben?
I think you might want to dig into your notes.
Give me a second.
Britt is the fox that betrayed us. At least that's the note I have for her.
That's what you have. Of course, Jeremy. You have everybody betraying you.
Hang on. I have to find the right, because I had literally just opened.
Jeremy did correct. Britt is the first fox you met when you returned back from finding Thomas. She's been the one also. She also sent you out there. She was the one. She's been involved with you guys for a while.
Okay, so did she? Okay, wait a minute. So Jeremy says
you haven't interrogated anybody. So let's just say that the only person you got on the bad guy thing is the person who's dead in your pentagram. Everybody else has all been speculation and hearsay from all sorts of weird stuff that happened leading into this.
Okay.
Falsa speculated she was part of the steward's circle because she was the one that came to you to tell you that her brother was missing. And she really had no reason to come to you to set off that trap. She should have gone to the steward and his son kind of thing. Yeah. That was his concern, that she was part of the trap.
But Britt also helped you with Mshale get back to Mshale's father's place without detection.
Okay.
So yes, Tyler,
Britt.
Your friend has some stuff going on.
Suspicion on them. So Britt, huh?
She's a friend, someone I care about deeply, and the fact that she wants to stay in town and not get away from all this dread and issues that are going on means I need to come help take care of all these issues that are going on here in town. So I've started to have some sense that there was some kind of force moving towards this area that I could potentially assist with, and I've been on my way to do so. So
the squirrel gets also animated as Tyros is saying this. Little fist pumps and
Fist pumps. Yay, Brit, Brit, Brit. Okay. Um. So you vouch for Brit.
Yes.
Okay, so Caro's gonna go to the door and lean out, and an authoritative from the belly, not from the the lungs or the throat, that I'm throwing my voice kind of away. She's gonna yell out, "Tulsa!" and close the door.
Ash is there with you too, so
Also, what is your perception?
That is a good question. Let me see. Passive is a 15.
15?
Mhm.
Okay, you heard it.
Yep.
And then she'll turn and smile graciously at Squirrel Man and say, "Please take a chair. Make yourself comfortable. Can I get you anything? Tea, water, a meal?"
I'm all right. I'll take a seat and get a little bit more comfortable.
The squirrel
I,
nodded.
I will be nice and ask, what is your passive, in the sense of, will he be able to tell that I'm being gracious or being on edge slash... Okay, I see the shaking head. Okay.
She wants to be gracious without seeming to be gracious.
Exactly.
You're talking to a man who's been living in the woods with a
Woods.
talking squirrel on his shoulder, and you want him to have insight on the lady of the manor. Not gonna happen, Jen. Not
No
gonna
idea.
happen.
Okay, no, I didn't. Hey, I was just throwing it out there in case he did have a higher perception or understanding and insight than I am any way aware.
I'm like taking it all in.
Trying.
Okay. So what can you do to help us here? What is the danger that is coming?
I'm unsure of the danger, but my druidic intuition has alerted me to some negative forces at work in Welshire, and my skills that I've honed over the years, I think, could be of use to anyone else working against these forces.
you are a druid. You draw your power from a goddess.
So this is one I didn't get too much into the druid background. I know I have the sage background. I don't know what god or goddess that ties back up to.
So, out of character, druids,
Yeah.
in my belief and understanding, can just be completely nature-based without a god or goddess involved in it. Just
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
pure nature.
Yeah.
Very
Just,
true, but if you're tied to the realm, there's a whole lot of other wonky stuff going on there.
Correct.
True that.
It's
But
better to be
druids
drawn
don't
from
have
a
the
god.
teachings to put a name to the being. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. I'm specifically asking. Do you? I guess the better way to put it is: do you draw your power from the realm itself, or from a deific power outside of the realm?
Just the realm itself.
The squirrel is chittering to Tyrus. Tyler, you can check your Facebook Messenger. There's messages too.
I told you, keep that up.
I will respond to the bellows, but not at an accelerated pace, because obviously she's taking the whole new nobility role more than she's ready to at this point. So I will respond, but not be at her most immediate beck and call.
Are you displaying that type of disrespect
No, not disrespect. I'm just not leaping at the moment she says jump. I'm
Then you need to roll
attending.
me a deception in front of your troops, please.
I mean, I did assign him to treat the investigation with Winston Sr. as a murder. So he could be in the middle of an investigation.
Yep, but this is I want to see how well Thulsa maintains his men and how they will react later.
Okay.
This is a scene built. This is something important for down the road. And especially in front of Yujiro's brother.
Yep. So totally my dice. I got a good old 4.
Okay, so what you think is not a whole lot of time seems like a pretty good amount of time. Give me an insight check, I guess, because you roll pretty low.
Who's giving the insight?
Thulsa. He's now inciting Yoan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at this point, you've got Ash looking at the door like, what the hell is Dolphin?
That goes to a 13.
13, so...
Although, yeah, plus 7 on the roll. So that was actually,
You're nonchalant. Yeah, your nonchalantness doesn't pick up a whole lot from that. You pretty much you made your point. So you'll be there in a moment. So Tiras, you got that message from your friend?
Yes. So
Continue.
my friend Pistachio here. This is just like out loud to the group. My friend Pistachio here has shared with me that the Friends of the Forest are worried about the dark energies.
And the scroll is nodding.
So that's essentially why we're here.
Dark energies. What does that mean?
Scroll chitters again.
Come on, Ben. Didn't you anticipate my question?
It takes a bit more to reply in squirrel.
He's just said again, dark energies.
I'm literally looking to see if I know Secret Animal.
You've never seen a person converse with a squirrel before, so this is pretty fascinating.
I'm assuming I have not either.
No, you've never heard a person converse. Most of the time, they're being chased off.
So, okay. As a noble lady and or a mercenary, have I ever seen anybody talk to animals like this and get conversational responses like I'm seeing?
Here's the wild thing: druids are about as rare as elves.
Okay.
The fact that you have an elf and a druid all in one makes Tyros a pretty rare commodity because no one really talks to animals and stuff like that. They're already part of the land, so he looks like a complete
like
nut
the
job.
old Jeff down at the tavern that once he gets a snootful, he's talking to all sorts of animals all night long.
That's exactly what I was leaning towards. Is like, do I believe that he actually is conversing with a squirrel, or do I think that he's had a snootful and he's conversing with squirrels?
You've never seen an elf before either, so that's
True.
where the mystery goes.
So Sasquatch is in here talking to squirrels.
But you've never seen a squirrel act like this either, so that's the other part.
If I can ask
He's got a cute little outfit on too. He's got like armor and a little sword and like a little baby helmet.
Can I ask a question, Ben?
Yes.
Because of the specific history of Greyheim and its effective founders, or when it became Greyheim founders, because one of them actually spoke to animals often and frequently, would that have filtered down so people would know that there are people who have that power? They may not have ever seen a druid, or they may not have ever seen an elf, but would they know about Lady Kiri and the fact that she spoke with animals?
Certain people with proper education, yes, maybe Ash does, but Carwyn hated her scholarship responsibilities of the household. She ran away to play sword fighting, and yeah. And you are of people
I have
nomads.
+2 in history.
Yeah, I just assumed I would know it because I'm a ranger, so I would have known rangers who at least have the spell.
No, there's actually
so I would.
A lot more time has gone by, and those names are very, very, very.
Oh no! I'm not saying I would know Lady Kiri. I'm just saying I would know that people can cast a spell to speak with animals.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't regard and it dawned on me I just don't have spells yet. But it dawned on me that that he has some connection with them. So I figured elves are magical.
Yeah.
People can cast spells, so he casted a magical spell. Done. And that was kind of my
Yeah,
thought.
but you're not in the room. That's why this conversation's gotten
Yeah.
a little odd. For
I just didn't know if there's history for it, and apparently
there is
only Ash.
the right people
Where only
to
possible.
have it though. All right, so Carolyn, what would you like to do with this new individual? At this time, Yujiro will arrive from apparently from downstairs. He has gotten a discovery.
So, has Yujiro entered the building, or has he entered this room?
He was in the building. He was downstairs in the basement. He just came up into your room with Tyros and Ash. Before Tulsa did.
Okay.
Tulsa still has not shown up yet.
When I walk into the room, I'll notice the stranger, and I'll double take and notice that they have pointy ears as well, and I will draw my sword on him.
Whoa, Yujiro, I mean...
Yeah, I will impose myself, shield in hand between.
This isn't how we introduce
You really
ourselves
like
to
drawing
guests.
on people, don't you?
What? We are, we are literally dealing with unknown demonic forces, and the two of you would just welcome this pointy-eared stranger out of nowhere? Really?
Carowin will give Yujiro an overly
I'm
large
insulted
grin
that you would.
and go, Yujiro, this is not how we introduce ourselves to guests.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were in the business of just letting our throats get slit at night.
Yujiro, shut up! I'm sorry.
Ash actually looks really annoyed right now. I don't even know what to say.
I'm sorry, it's not Squirrel Man. I know it's not. What's your name again?
It's right there in blue.
It's little, and my bifocals don't go that small.
Kairos.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Tyros.
Shut up.
You are now Squirrel Man.
No, it's just the part of me is laughing because Jen really has to deal with this in Streams of Spero. Like, she also plays a druid, and then no one really calls her by her real name.
Okay, but Matt's even worse because everybody calls him by an amalgamation of his name in streams.
That's true. But this is your situation, though. That's why it's funny.
Granted.
Okay, so there you guys go.
Ty, was it? Ty?
Kairos.
You're muted, Tyler. Ty.
Oh my god, I said it like 3 times and I was muted. Sorry.
Welcome to
now
streaming, Tyler.
Now, Tyler, now I really want to sit in on some of the meetings at work because if you're muted this often.
Oh no, I always am good about it at work. I'm just like, because it's on my phone versus on the computer is why it's difficult. But no, it's Tyros.
Tyros.
Yeah.
Tyler Tyros. Great, thanks.
Oh no, I realized that. Yeah.
Tyros. Okay. Both with a TY. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah.
We're in the same department at work, by the way, so for anybody cares, this is how I know him. Tyros. Okay. Dark Energies, Squirrel Friend, and
Pistachio.
Brit. Pistachio.
Yep.
Okay. So besides Brit, do you know anybody else in town? And she'll give a kind of a look at Yujiro.
Jiro.
Has Yujiro
Hero?
sheathed his sword?
No.
Then I'm between him and the guest with my shield in hand.
Well, I don't know anyone else in town. I've just been over the last few weeks slowly moving some of my items from my home in the forest in with Britt here in town, spending a little bit more time here. So I ran into M. Shale in the woods on one of those trips, and now I'm here.
How did you meet Britt? How do you know? How well do you know them?
Pistachio introduced us, actually. Pistachio had lured her on one of her scouting trips, and we ran into each other in the woods. I was a little bit nervous of her at first, but she was patient with me, and I've sort of fallen for her.
I'm gonna use divine sense.
Okay.
Do I sense any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of me?
No.
It's an undead squirrel.
Okay. So because I don't sense either of those three things, I'm going to put my sword away.
Okay.
I will drop my shield and step from in between them, but not too far away.
Okay.
Um,
At this time, Thulsa.
I know I wasn't watching, but can I get an insight on what he just said about falling for her and stuff? You know, hearing from the tone of his voice and stuff.
Sure. Tyler, I imagine you're going to roll persuasion again?
Yeah.
Welcome to being the new player of the group, where paranoia sets in any of my games that I run.
Yeah.
I
Ooh, man.
literally
Don't worry
already
about it
said
too
that
much.
to him in Facebook Messenger, going, "Yeah, welcome to being the new kid," because
Yeah.
both of my new characters went through this.
Yeah. We'll
I
get
am
through it.
never paranoid. I don't know where this comes from.
So you should always be paranoid. You're not playing realistically if you're not.
That's
I
true.
did. I vetted him.
My parents are dying, and there's a dead dude on my floor. I'm paranoid.
All right, so Ash, you rolled a what? Persuasion? Insight?
9. He has me convinced.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 20.
Oh, yeah. You,
Yeah.
This... For you, Ash, he doesn't seem like Winston. He doesn't have social agenda. Like, he doesn't understand the dynamics of all of you. You can tell this is an individual who is just speaking to him, human beings, more or less. So you're pretty well convinced that he's just telling you exactly things that are events that he kind of knows, at least what he knows.
So, to the matter at hand.
And like
Besides
I said, Dulce
our-
just showed up as you continue your journal.
Besides our new pointy-eared companion here, that you guys so handily welcomed in with open arms.
Look, I'm a priest of protection. I vet people. Would you stop questioning people in my presence? I wouldn't let anything come to harm. Stop insulting me like that.
Okay, sure.
Yajaro, just please get to it.
I see introductions are going swimmingly.
You know, the normal also. So, it turns out that we do have 12, I would say, demonic presences to deal with, and I did manage to deduce the order in which I think we'll have to deal with them, or they may just show up in the world. And I believe we already know that one is here, or have a inkling that one is here. And if you go downstairs to the sigil on the floor, you notice that there is blood in one of the sigils, but it's not from the governor, or the steward. And that
We
would be
already
the
know
basilisk.
We already know a demon has entered the realm, but didn't we believe that the demon probably left through the mirror?
I don't think it left.
Have you
think it's
sensed
still here?
something?
I don't think it's in the manor, but I don't think it's left our realm either.
Yeah, last we spoke on that, we kind of timing wise felt it had come through the mirror, but hadn't had time to get back through, and none of us had saw anyone leave the house. that was my concern, that since we still haven't found your brother yet, that it may be with your brother.
Ben, I was initially when I left the group, I was looking for Balin and Tomas. Did I not find them, or?
You found them. We could go back to that.
Okay.
I figure that's something you can do a chat personally with Stephanie
Okie doke.
and myself.
She is actually online, so I'll create a thingy for the three of us, and we'll do that at some point in time.
Cool.
Because I don't
Also-
think she's going to be away from internet for very long.
The Raven Queen has let me know that none of you can touch the circle.
Not them. The 12.
Okay. Okay, we can't allow any of the 12 things coming, beings, demons, creatures that they may be, to touch the circle. We need to set up some type of protection for it, or else it's the end of this entire town and probably more.
Okay, but is that just the circle, or
additional-
is that also the ruins? Because there's similar ruins on in my parents' room.
Exactly.
I'm pretty
Are
sure
they connected?
they put them there, or at least the first being that came through, probably the basilisk, or even the steward, put them there.
Is it possible that the demon put them on the Lord and Lady's bed to use them as fuel for the circle in some evil, twisted way? Are they connected like that?
Milady, would you happen to know if the first being, the basilisk, was the one who put the sigils over the Lord and Lady's beds? Or have
I'm-
an inkling to that?
I mean, let's be completely
I'm not
honest.
talking to you,
Oh,
Carolyn. Sorry.
pardon me. I thought I was the lady.
Oh, sorry,
I
what was
thought
that
so
again?
too.
You talking to me?
Is Ben just not listening?
Well, I was trying to set up another player.
There's only Balin's not here, so that makes me the lady. There's no other ladies here unless you're insulting, I don't know, Thulsa.
So, Ben is also the lady.
I mean,
Oh,
many things.
capital T, capital L. Got it.
All right, Yujiro,
You
what
let-
was your
you-
question?
Yeah, but you left out her middle name, Dark.
I said, would you happen to have an inkling of whether or not the sigils that I saw personally and encountered above the Lord and Lady's bed would have been put there by this first being, the basilisk, or by a mortal being like the steward?
None of the beings put them there, but they are being drawn.
But they are being drawn here. Okay. So the beings are being drawn to this place, but they didn't put those sigils there.
Correct.
So I said that aloud so that
So,
Art, or rather Ash and Carolyn and Tyros could hear, and Thulsa could hear that.
so has your patron given you any idea what the sigils on the bed are for? I don't understand the connections. Do we need to secure the bedroom as well from
No,
demons, or can we just protect the Lord and Lady?
That's not what I've what I've gotten from her.
Are you sure? Did you ask?
Well, Ash,
Yes.
if the bad demon folk can make circles, right? The goodly priests, you guys make circles too, right? How big a circle can you make?
It's not that simple.
I don't expect it to be simple, but I mean, can we like make a circle around the manor house?
I
Like at a grand
don't know
scheme?
what.
And Shala, you have returned.
I don't believe that kind of ward is within the power of the priests in town. We can try to sanctify the ground. We can do whatever, but I don't think we have the knowledge and power to do something like that.
Could we simply
Well, I don't
sanctify
want to
that
put you
room?
down by agreeing with you, but I'm certainly thinking that this is a grander scheme type of situation where, this ain't just like 12 little demons that, all, the six of us can handle. We might need to ask for help from the bigger cities and the bigger priests and more priests. And maybe we should start building a hotel real quick to make room for everybody. We're going to need to come help us with this. But
I had actually considered that, and the priests that came to this town and built um, our original church originally, and founded our religions here. Two of them are left, Quail and Pennant, but it's been decades since they've been to Terra, and that's where their connections are. And I don't have any connections with the churches of Greyheim. Um, those would be the two places we would want to check with. Terra being the holiest place around, being that it's ruled by the churches. But Greyheim would also have powerful priests. There are politics involved there that I can't make that decision on.
I know not of your politics, but if you are saying you cannot keep a perimeter or don't have the power to hold a perimeter around the town or around the estate, hearing what Izaro said, perhaps you can make this perimeter something to protect the room so these creatures can't enter the room. If you can't prevent them from entering at all, maybe at least you can make it difficult for them or painful for them with some kind of alarm. And if we find trusted people to be on alert, we can do the things we need to do, checking in as often as possible. But we can neither stay here and simply wait, nor can we go away without doing something to add at least a level of difficulty.
So, on that note, trusted people and etc. We have Ty here, who is claiming that Britt is his friend and has helped him in the past, but we've had issues with Britt, which is why I called Tulsa in the first place, to know his insight or history or what have you on Britt, or anybody else for that matter.
She's one of us, the Talons. She's trusted by my father, and she helped us. She helped us along our way.
She did. But she was also the first one to go, oh, by the way, your brother's missing, which could be, I don't know, it could be good, it could be bad. That's the only reason I'm questioning. If somebody else has an opinion, I'm welcome to it. And in the meantime, we have Ty here.
I can
Isn't
only.
the elf's name Tyros?
Tier Ty. Like I said, TY, and I know my friend Tyler, and I'm going, yeah, whatever that is.
I know. I cannot say anything beyond that. I trust him.
Her.
He had the opportunity, if he were to mean us harm, to do me harm. And when he had that opportunity, he ended that potential threat and then allowed himself to be questioned insofar as he felt was safe for his friend. Those are the actions of an honorable person. He came here and has been questioned by me, by Ash, and I was away for most of it, I assume, by you, Lady Carowin. And I would hope that you would, if you can't trust him as a newcomer, you would trust two of your oldest friends who have nothing but love for you and a desire to see your safety and the safety of your parents and the ending of this threat.
Honestly, Emsha, I'm just making sure. I've never seen a person with pointy ears, and I've never seen a dude talk to a squirrel. And apparently get answers.
Pointy ears? Well, look at that. They are just a little bit pointy, aren't they?
I I have seen people speak to animals. That is a power I hope to learn someday myself.
Ian shows up.
M. Shalley, I apologize for interrupting you, but you do realize you're talking about somebody that had nothing to do with the question that Lady Carowin posed, don't you?
It sounded like she was asking who do we have that we can trust. I simply said we can trust him.
No, she was questioning Britt's trustability.
I was getting to that. I also trust Brit, and the fact that I trust him and he trusts Brit means that I am simply sharing my confidence in her being trusted in this endeavor. I'm sorry, I was trying to say that. I may have not done that well. Um, sometimes I kind of um, get away from, well, but I trust her.
You walk the long path instead of the straight line. Got it.
I'm a scout. Walking the straight line is dangerous.
And Chalet walks the long path with everything, but we love him for it.
So the question with Britt that I raised originally was the fact that she arrived and told Lady Carowin about her brother's missing when she didn't have to, because Lady Carowin had nothing to do in the sense of like protecting the town at that point, and going after her brother. She should have gone to the house guard and Junior and those kinds of things.
Is it possible that she didn't trust the house guard or Junior? Is it
I don't
So we
know.
possible
should
that
kill the nobles?
But
I
she
don't know if
seemed,
Carolyn would be okay with this.
she seems to be the start of the trap for Lady Carowin,
that's what
and her cousin. Um, that's
that's
my questioning of what or where her loyalties really lie. The fact that she was the first one to find us in the woods also is a bit suspect, um, in the sense of somebody being suspicious and looking for angles. The fact that she was out there waiting for us was a bit kind of,
you tell the
coincidence beyond coincidence.
yeah, but you tell the tale of the wolf being seen dragging the child through the woods. That is the perspective of the person who first sees the wolf. The person who saw the child drowning and the wolf retrieved the child from the woods and trying to bring the wolf back to its family is the perspective we need to look at. Is it possible that Brit knew something was wrong with these house guards? She had an intuition that we have not been privy to because we've not been as close with her as Tyros appears to be. And when we went on our mission, she sought him out because she thought we needed help. And she found us because she was looking for us to provide that aid. Are those things possible? And I say yes. And if both things are options and we have a circle of people that are willing to trust in that other choice, then we should do so and move on with getting tasks accomplished. If you feel it's necessary to keep a close eye, do so. But we need to move forward and we need to start trusting someone. I am prepared to trust Tyros. I am prepared to trust Brett.
Do you mean defeat the 12? Break the 12?
I okay. I don't think that Brit nor Tyros has any capability of doing what we've seen happen with my family or with Winston. It's coincidental that Tyros showed up at just the right time. Tyros, what do you know of demons?
You've never heard of demons, Tyrus.
Had to unmute. I have no knowledge of demons other than that they're generally negative.
Do I believe him?
Insight. Tyros,
All right.
roll a persuasion.
He doesn't have to. I rolled a 1.
You believe it.
Well,
This guy
I'm rolling
is
as well.
freaking legit.
So you're telling me that we
Well,
can
I'm-
kill
I'm-
the Lord and Lady and
Well,
slow
hey.
down
I rolled a natural 20.
the
Same.
destruction of the town, or we could continue to try to keep the Lord and Lady alive, but then the destruction of the town is more imminent. I don't think Lady Carolyn's going to be okay with this.
At this point, I don't think further interrogating this guy is going to help my parents. I don't think it's going to help Thosa with his investigation. We're missing Junior. He's run off. My brother is sleeping it off somewhere. Phelan's got him. I would. God's dad, mom, forgive me. I know that they would sacrifice themselves to protect the town.
Understood.
But do I want that? Absolutely not. And if we can, if these two events, if Winston's death and the poison going on with them, with the runes that are similar to the ones that are on Winston, if they're connected, which obviously they are, then we need to figure this out. One way or the
So I've
other.
come to a conclusion. I believe keeping the Lord and Lady alive as long as possible is the best path. While it creates a more imminent danger for the town, if we are able to defeat the danger as it comes by preparing for it, then we can more quickly aid the Dark Lady in turning Silk to a lighter cause.
So I don't know where we're going to start here, but I think one of the main things that has to be done now is we need to establish who is actually running this town now. With Powell dead, the Junior gone, the Lord and Lady incapacitated. It falls on someone's shoulders who doesn't want to do it.
Oh, it's very obviously Lady Carolyn.
I know, but I need her to. We need her to accept that.
Well,
Something you can do.
So, how about we go deal with the giant brown bear that's outside the town moaning before we deal with who's running the town?
There's a giant brown bear.
What?
There is a listen. I was coming back to the estate. I saw some guards, and there's a a brown bear outside the town moaning. I don't know what's going on.
Tyros,
Uh-oh.
can you calm your friend?
That might be my friend Andar. So
You
I'll
have a
look
brown
over
bear
to
as a friend?
Pistachio and yeah, who doesn't?
When
Bear?
when I said he had the opportunity to do me harm and did not, I was surrounded by him, his owl, and his bear.
Oh, so that's why you let the pointy air in. You were afraid of the bear.
I am not afraid of the bear, but I did pay attention to the fact that when he had the opportunity to talk or fight, to draw or discuss, he chose to discuss. Again, the actions of an honorable man.
Or a deceptive one.
I
Okay, but
mean,
do we
you
wanna
all know harm.
Do something with the bear.
My
I'm gonna
senses say
send
he's
my
not
friend-
attempting to disturb us. He is
I'm
not
gonna
attempting to deceive us.
I'm gonna ask Pistachio to run out and find Brock, my owl friend, and then have Brock go find out what the deal is with Andar.
Did he just tell a squirrel something?
Yes.
You pretty much get the idea that they don't really work that well. They work better through you. They don't work very well as a
With
group
each
on
other.
their own.
Well, then I'm gonna have to go and speak with Andar myself. Then, so I'll stand up and Is there a open window nearby?
No.
No.
You'd have,
What's,
to go
I
out,
don't know.
you'd
What?
have to go out the door and then go back the way you kind of came.
I will
Ah.
go with you.
I'm Shelley. Why don't you go with him?
Yeah, squirrel to
I'm
owl
gonna follow
compared
too. I want to see how this plays
Yeah.
out. This
You
could be a
can't
good
pull
story.
a Kool-Aid man here. Just gotta leave through the door.
All right.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So Ian, Mshali, Tyros, you're gonna go out and deal with Tyros' friend. That leaves
Yep.
Lady Carowin, Thulsa, Yuziro, and Ash remaining
Okay.
in the room.
By the way, I won't accept Tyros until he literally RPGs out talking to the squirrel, because I want to hear you do the squeak squeaker, squeak squeaking.
Squirtle, squeak, squeak, squirt, squirt, squeakle, squeak, squeak.
That's your burden, Tyler.
Mm.
You want to play a druid?
I guess that's on me.
That's on you, man.
Cascade Brine has no animal friends for a reason.
All right. So first, Carowin. Now,
Squirrel's very
now
similar to
you're
to
half,
Wiki. That's why I translate that.
half your party is gone now.
Okay.
You're
F-
left really with some of the higher ups. In Thulsa
So,
and Ash.
Which
then
one
you're
was the
Taylor.
one who? Because I had to walk away for 2 seconds, so I didn't see the screen. Who was the one who threw down the gauntlet? As to who's in charge?
I actually said it to make you admit it that it's you. I'm
Okay.
not saying it in a challenging way. I'm asking you to
She's-
say you're in charge.
She's
I-
a former.
I
She's
kind
a
of
former mercenary.
But
She's a
Yeah.
former mercenary, and she is going to take it as a challenge, because she's a swordswoman. And if you want to question my authority, Art, Ash, damn bifocals. If you want to question my authority, then by all means. But
I don't want to question it. I just need you to say, I need everybody to know that you're saying that you are taking this responsibility. Something you've avoided for a long time. The town needs to know you're in charge. The town needs
Thanks,
a
Ben.
calming, reassuring presence.
well, and,
That's
and
what I'm
I would
Thank you, Mayor Jeremy.
I would
Just make
say-
everyone bigger.
right at the moment, the town is kind of expecting Tomas to be next.
Tomas is
I'm
next,
not
not
saying
next in
legally
line.
he's supposed to be, but with the Lady Carowin having been gone so long, Tomas is kind of the one that everybody in the town knows and would have been seeing as the next to take over because Lady Carowin was
And
gone.
if you and I and Amshala and all the other people in this room back Lady Carowin, the rest of the town will back Lady Carowin. They will understand that Tomas is young and, while skilled with the sword, young.
No, I don't disagree, and I'm sure they will come around to that idea, but nobody really knows she's back yet. Is really the issue.
so what you're saying is I need to make a public statement.
That would be helpful.
Not only a public statement, but you need to kind of ease their minds into the idea, because right now you step out there and you claim to be in charge just after the steward's been murdered, Junior's been run out of town, and your parents are magically incapacitated. The suspicion's going
Well-
to fall right on you until everybody gets the story. And you know how a town works. That grapevine out there is going to pass that gossip faster than anything else.
And that's exactly where. Go ahead, Ash.
We also need to back off on the absolute truth about Demon Circle in the basement tied to your parents' bed, and Winston being the fuel, and Winston the Junior being some Dread Order guy. That'll scare a lot of people. We need to. I don't know the best.
A lot of people, hell, that scared me, and I right there seeing it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I am willing to make a statement to the town. I mean, gods, I've only been back for what, 3-4 days now, and everything has fallen down around us.
Yeah.
I would love to know what you think I should say to the town that is not going to paint me in a bad light. Because, one, this isn't my fault. Also, this isn't my fault. Question me whatever you want. I don't care. Put a truth. Somebody, you know what? Maybe that's even an idea. Maybe we go up and make a statement to the town and somebody casts truth on me. I don't care. But how much are we going to reveal? Because you don't know who's going to be in that in that mass listening and knowing, what we do or do not know.
Well, first off, you don't do it. Brother
What?
Well, Brother Ash or myself or some of the other folk in town make the announcement for you.
No, she needs to say it, and we need to support it.
I
She needs
think
to be
perhaps
visible. She needs to be
Ian
seen.
should be the speaker. He is quite
Ian would also
charismatic.
be-
He already puts on shows. People come to see him.
Ian could tell the story about how her parents are magically incapacitated by the vile deeds of our former. What was his title? I'm drawing a blank.
Stewart.
Former steward.
Steward. And that he was apprehended and killed in the process. And I am absolutely sure Ian could sell that story to the public, so long as the rest of us backed it up. We can leave out demons. We can leave out demon circles. We can leave out uncurable poisons. Keep it simple. Keep it believable.
I'm sure
So,
Ian could weave that tale.
what? My parents are on vacation?
No, they're sick. They've been poisoned
They're ill,
by the steward.
but they are recuperating slowly.
They're under the care of the priests.
I hope that Ian is as charismatic as you say, because even from my mind, my cynical mind, that's a very tough story to sell to the masses. Whether I'm standing there or not.
What other story do we have? That your parents have gone on vacation? No one's seen leave.
And I'll even
Tulsa
aid
and,
him.
Tulsa and Ash, give me a history.
A respectable 15 for me.
16.
Okay. This is the dynamics of Welshire is not a major town. It is fledgling in a lot of parts. So the real problems you might have are actually in the military. So the Foxes, the Riders, we were pretty big. Any of the priests from the Temple of the Gods would be your factor. More or less anybody else in the town are sheep. That's history. Whatever you spin, the sheep are going to follow because they want to live here. It's either flee or stay. So as long as they don't think there is an imminent danger, which probably is the story of the 12 beings coming toward the town, is the one thing you should definitely not tell them. But other than that, any other control, this is also Alanis. People die, people are killed, murder is rampant. This is Game of Thrones style, so change of power isn't uncommon. I mean, you were put out here threatened by other factions because you're a fledgling town. So you do have like Caer Dallem to worry about. You have Morhaim to worry about. You have creatures of other kingdoms of more vile like Ashen City that are more likely putting pressure on the town. Just the sheep don't expect to, deal with that. That's what all you guys are for. So if you say this is the problem and this is where we're at, your tale would hold a lot of substance. It's just so anybody who wants to rival her. So the person that seemed most likely to that would be Winston Jr. But he didn't stick around, so there isn't a lot of pressure. You're more likely to get this issue with Breckenshire, Greyheim. Those are the places that your story is going to have much more different aspects of its weight as it's being told, which you may have more time to spin. so to speak. And that is depending on how you start spreading the gossip or slash rumors.
I would like to go off and start kind of spiffing up and tailoring up the clothes that I think Carowin, Ian, Ash, and Thulsa are likely to wear when giving this presentation to set the mood of the town, and also grab more fitting township clothing for Tyros along the style in which Tyros wears.
Okay, cool. All right, at that point, while you guys
Yeah,
are
you know,
figuring
Ash
it out,
was,
I'm sorry. What were you gonna say, Ash?
Ash wears the same thing all the time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to make it look spiffy and
You might
look
extra
good
to the
and
cape or
presentable. Quite presentable.
All right, Tyros,
Oh,
you lead your band out toward the edge of the eastern part of the town, and definitely Ander is there. He's been groaning, moaning, and kind of pacing about. As you approach, you begin to speak with him, and I'm going to message this to you as he groans back at you.
While he's speaking with his bear, I am going to take out some rations, which would basically be some kind of hardened cereal with honey or whatever, and with my goal being to offer it to the creature to try to befriend it. But I'm going to wait till he's done speaking.
Okay.
Our
He kinda-
ranger is now jelly of not being a beastmaster.
Oh, I'm not. No, I don't want to be a beastmaster. I am totally into all kinds of other things, but I do appreciate nature, and I figure I figure we need to make friends. So if Tyros feels constantly under threat by members of our group, that's going to be harder to do. So by making friends with his friends, then hopefully
As you
that'll
prepare
give
the
him a
food,
reason to
something scurries
no.
down your arm, grabs what you had prepared for the bear, and starts to take it back to Tyros. And a fluffy little tail scurries past you.
That was for the bear.
He kind of chitters at you.
So I take the treat. I lean down to Andar and hand it to him. I turn back to the group and share that Andar has told me there's a large creature moving this way. He's making rocks of the life in the woods.
Basilisk.
And the bear kind of looks at you, gruffs, and then walks off into the woods.
Did it tell you how long till the creature gets here?
Just that it's moving this way.
Oh. How far away are we from the estate?
I mean, you guys are probably like 30 minutes away from the state. I mean, it's not not a very big town.
No, I mean, we're more than 120 feet.
Yeah, more than 120
Oh,
feet,
yeah.
but not long to get back to the town.
Okay. Well,
So I'd like to, using my winged boots, just fly up real quick as high as I can and see if I can see it.
Okay. The woods are very thick in vegetation. There's a dark lining like that. You don't see it, but you feel it. That presence that you were feeling earlier, the woods is crying out to you in a very sense that you can feel that energy line coming.
Can I get like a general sense of direction from it?
You know it's coming from the east. That's the direction that Anders said. It is definitely coming from that eastern direction.
All right. So I slowly come back down and say to the group, I can feel it's coming from the east, and we should head that way and face it.
we should get help. How many guards are there? Maybe 2 or 3?
None of the
The
guards
5 of us
None of the guards
cannot.
went with you. They just watched you guys go out to deal with the bear because they had no idea what you're doing.
But I mean, like, there's 2 guards probably back near the gate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the 5 of us can't take that. So
Yes, we can.
I'm going to go get help.
We need to get help, but we also need to know where it is and which direction it's coming from specifically.
He just said it's coming from the east, and he said and feel it. So
Can your squirrel bring a message to our friends in the estate?
I'm just going to fly back real quick. As fast as I can.
All right.
I cast fly on myself, which lasts 10 minutes, and fly to the estate as fast as I can. And when I get within 120 feet, I'm going to cast message on Lady Carowin and tell her that exactly what he said. Something's coming from the east that's turning everything to stone.
Talk to her.
Lady Carowin. Giant snake coming from the east. Rally the guards. Not sure how far out. You can reply to this message.
Not?
Leave a message at the beep. Yes!
Sorry.
You said giant snake?
That's
Yeah,
what
I'm
he
guessing.
said. May not be accurate.
Right, but that's all I have to go on.
Yeah, I didn't call
Remember,
it.
they went after a bear, so
Right,
you've had a lot of oddity happening today.
right. Snakes, squirrels, bears. What the
Oh my.
fuck? Are you kidding me? What the hell else can go wrong? Is this sending or is this message?
You get 25 words.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll be out there. I don't know. And that's it. I was sitting here counting.
What? Wait, what? I missed the last part.
So, who's in the room with me? I got Thulsa, and I've got...
and Ash, and you zeroed left to go change to do clothing things.
Please
Okay.
To be a
deposit
tailor.
25 cents for another 25 words.
Shit, I don't have enough minutes on AOL for this.
It's not after 9.
Right? Yeah, Ash, Thulsa, snakes. We have snakes on a plane. I mean, snakes coming.
I've had about enough of these.
You're not getting the color purple back, Lee. I told you.
Come on!
I love you, Lee Wanika.
Maybe if it rains.
Ian just messaged me about snake coming. I don't know.
Do I make it
A
to the
snake is
estate in
coming?
10 minutes?
No,
Are you still coming towards the estate?
he is.
Yes.
You can
When
send
he's
another
within-
message.
When he's within 60 feet of me, I can speak with him.
Not in 60 feet yet.
Well,
So he's got
you
to
said
be
there's
inside the
snakes
room.
coming? What's a snake got to do with anything?
I don't know.
Okay, at this time, Ian, you will show up in the room.
Guys, I think
Nobody
a
has gotten
giant
ready.
snake is coming. Why are you not ready?
A giant snake is coming?
Listen, we went out, we saw the bear. Big bear, by the way. I'm not sure if Manchali was scared, but it was a big bear.
Okay.
Come on, dude.
Tim Shelley may or may not need to change his shorts.
They're brown, we don't have
His
to, we're
shorts
fine.
are fine.
This is how rumors start. I'm Charlie.
Remember I'm lazy? Payback.
Ooh.
I never
The
was
snake.
part of that.
Ooh, yeah,
Hey,
you were.
Haley, this is his story right now. Let him he gets to spin it.
I know.
The druid talked to the bear, or the elf, pointy ears. The pointy ear guy talked to the bear. I don't know his name yet. He said the bear told him that something is coming from the east through the woods and it's turning all the living things to stone. The basilisk thingy. What is that? A snake? Is that a snake?
And you
I
went
don't
with
know.
snake.
Doesn't basilisk sounds like a snake to me? I don't know.
Ash, you may roll
Copperhead.
You may roll a history or arcana check.
History of what?
History or arcana, up to you.
Oh, neither one of them are great. We'll go with history. Oh, roll over there. Yeah. 18.
Oh, all right. You have heard that these are like lizard-like lizard creatures. You know, maybe pretty large, dragon-sized type. But they have the ability to turn living beings that see them into stone.
So we can probably count on this being one of the demon, the basilisk was one of the things that was supposed to show up
It's apparently the
as
same
one
as
of the
title.
names.
Yep.
And they turn things to stone. I know that. Can I know about the basilisk gaze or not?
Yeah, you know it's a gaze. I mean, it seems story
They from the stories I heard from my youth, from all the adventures of all around, I remember they said the basilisk's gaze will turn whatever it looks to stone. Obviously, we're going to need to stop this thing, obviously, but
Okay, aside from the fact that yes, it needs to be destroyed because my people, but are you saying it's the same as the basilisk that Yajaro was talking about?
it can't be a coincidence at this point.
Then somebody go get Yajaro and let's meet at the gates and get the fuck out, man. I'm sorry. I need to talk like a lady, don't I? We need to gather at the gates. Please arm yourselves.
Okay.
You can lead however you want to lead.
All right, so Ian, you will find.
You sure you want to?
You will find Yujiro.
I'm assuming if he's not at the tavern.
No, you know he's in the. You know he's in the estate because he's working.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it easier.
Yeah, but you're the one to go get him.
Yes. Hey, we gotta go. Grab your shit.
So we're gonna go fight something that when it looks at us.
What do you mean by grab my shit? Like, take my tailoring stuff, or what? What are we doing?
No, we're gonna go fight a basilisk. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think a sewing needle would do it. Okay.
Can I point out it's probably a bad idea to hunt a wild creature when we already know it's coming to us? Maybe we could set a trap for it. Rather than run out and run into it, let it run into us.
Well,
Okay,
alleviate things.
I like the way you're thinking, but
This collective group will meet at the perimeter of the eastern woods. However, several of you have connections to the town. Is it just you, Seven, and a squirrel? Or do you wish to add any more elements to the town?
No, Ben, I'm not gonna let you kill Yolan on the first enemy.
I don't understand why you act like this.
I would recommend we bring on the talents. That's our job. So I would say we call them out, and I would look to Thulsa and say the
You mean
talent
the
guards.
foxes?
The foxes, rather.
wrong game.
Wrong
That's
game.
tomorrow. That's tomorrow night, Lee.
That's tomorrow night. Sorry. And I keep doing that too. I recommend that we call out the foxes, and then also you may want to support extra guard on the eastern edge of the town in case we are unsuccessful.
Well, my battle plan, I like the ambush, the trap type of idea. I think we need to gather all the archers, put the wasps out there in hidden positions where the thing can't see them, and shoot it from behind cover where nobody can be seen. Because I don't want my people to be turned to stone. I don't want your people to be turned to stone. I'm just saying I don't want anybody to be turned to stone. How about that?
We have renamed the
And Shelley, do you
archers.
know anything?
Hold on. We have renamed
Yeah.
the archers the Hornets.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know. So make sure you change that.
Okay. So, just a thought. Do you think this would be a good opportunity to maybe give the guard the opportunity to prove themselves to our township by helping defend it?
They need to protect the gates in case whoever goes out to meet this threat, whether by ambush or hunt, fails.
No, I mean the horsemen, the knights that we either will persecute as traitors, or maybe we could allow them to prove that they have the township, like
The
maybe they
riders.
care for the town more.
I do not think that is a good idea, and I don't think we have the time necessary to put that together. I think we need to marshal those we can count on, put the ones that the guards that remain that are not going to go on this hunt or ambush in place. And if we are doing an ambush, we need to do it away from the town. Matt, you're muted.
No, I'm just not talking.
Oh, I was seeing your mouth move, and then I realized something. I was looking at the YouTube feed and not the actual live. And that delay had me confused. My apologies, everyone.
That's a new one.
He was reading thoughts.
I mean, I was talking the whole time, so I thought it was me. I didn't.
Are you saying you're long
Ben, I
windedly?
would have taken the time to see if any of the. I would have taken the time briefly to see if any of the priests felt they could, that were still at the tower, felt they could aid in this at all. I don't know what their skills are.
They're not. You're the most powerful of them, so Michelle might be a little bit more. But
I think my owl may be able to help. I could ask him to swoop in and maintain the basilisk's gaze away from us as we attack it.
There's a chance that your owl will be turned to stone.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you want your owl to get seen and turned to stone?
I think he may be quick enough to avoid it. He's been around a while.
if he falls, if he does, shattering into stone after that is death.
It's true. Maybe we.
That will also go for you if you wish to fly around too.
Yeah, that's maybe a bad idea.
My character won't know, so I can't say.
So
I have something to say about that, but I can't.
No history for
Well, I
you,
say
let's
we
see.
shoot it in the eyes, and then once it's blind, then we go kill it.
That was my
Maybe.
plan.
Okay. Did you? So you're taking foxes with you?
I would recommend that. I mean, they're my team, so I will certainly call them out. And if my father's around, I would say at least leave 2 to help support those who are standing guard, but send the rest with us.
Well, here's a cool discovery because he's been off and on. No one's still found your father yet. Now this is a few days missing, so this is a little concerning for the foxes. But
while
on
I'm
top of that
Shelley's
type of
taking,
information, you can. Who did you want to take with you?
Definitely Britt and
So you're gonna get the new guy's girlfriend killed in the first episode?
I'm not trying to, but she's the one I know the most. So I mean, I'm going like you said, I'm going with the people I trust. And
I hope you like being single.
And if she's successful in helping us, maybe that'll get Yujiro and others offer back.
Yeah,
Why?
kind
Why
of
don't?
similar to using the knights. She could prove herself.
But yeah,
Why don't we bring the riders to the front, the Welshire riders? Thulsa, you can over. I would request your advice on this, but why don't we bring the riders and then take volunteers from the riders to back us up?
So I already recommended this, and Shale thinks it's an awful idea. So, what do you think, Tulsa?
I just don't think we have time. I want to be in motion currently. I don't want to be standing here planning.
Well, none of us have horses at this moment, so at this point we're on foot, and presumably, I don't know, they're riders. Not that they're on horseback all the time, but
Well,
mean,
with
we
the
all
speed of
have-
a horse, we might be
we
able
all
to
have
ride up
horses.
behind it.
They're just in the
I
stable.
still think the best plan is to engage it with arrows from afar at a distance and out of sight. And then once, hopefully, it's blinded, then we can certainly surround it and cut it down with steel. But
You're talking similar to guerrilla tactics, right? I've heard my mother and father mention this back when I was younger.
well, I'm talking about not putting our people at risk if we can avoid it.
I at least need some feel that we need people either at the gate and or at the walls to defend the town itself if we
The
fail.
Absolutely. If it
The
gets
east
past
side.
us, we can't let it into the town, and then apparently we can't let it into the manor. We gotta set up layers of defense. And
The town doesn't actually have a wall, does it?
No,
That's what I thought.
but I
That'll be
do
the next
think
thing.
the advantage the riders would have with the horses is they could ride up behind it,
Act like
protect it
beaters.
out of its line of sight, out of its gaze, and attack it.
Poke
from
it in the
behind
butt.
and get away.
Sacrificial lambs.
But
Well, if
the
they're
riders are
loud and
technically
noisy,
the
they
guards
can
to
hurt
the
it.
house. I mean, by job description, if you will, they're here to protect you and your parents, and right now your parents need all the protecting they can get.
I concur with Tulsa.
I agree. At the same time, so does the town. Because this thing has to fight its way through the town to get to the keep.
They
Well,
all
we only
think
got
so.
so many folks. You don't have to fight through that many to get to the keep.
Well, okay, so if that's the route we're gonna take, then we need somebody to go through town and tell people to get to cover. Because if this thing gets past us,
So, the Raven Queen has given me a little bit of insight. She's let me know that the beast, as you've probably come to figure out, is supernatural. So, it's going to take a lot to put it down. And the cunning that it has is simply based on getting to the circle.
Did she tell you how long we have?
Not quite sure she has that insight,
Okay.
but I can ask. Can't hurt, I suppose. Milady, you wouldn't happen to have even a thought on how long we have to deal with this danger?
if we don't move, we're going to face it in the town. We need to meet it out there before it gets here.
Well,
We need to
we're already at the outskirts of town, so we get that.
right. We
So-
need to get as far away from the town and meet it as far away from the town as possible, so that there's no chance of the populace even knowing it was coming.
Does
If the warriors and defenders can get there before it, but we leave defense behind us just in case, hopefully they won't even see what harm came to any of us if we're facing us. We may not all survive, we can't wait and come up with a plan where we all survive. We need to take this threat before the people see it.
Does anybody in the group know anything about basilisks?
Ash just told
Ash
you
I've shared all I know.
did.
I've got a lot of time in these woods. I think I might know some history.
You've
Of
never
a-
heard of the basilisk. It's a very rare, very, very rare creature. So the thing about Alanis is, it is very. Most of everything I've done in Alanis is common. So orcs, goblins, ogres, gnolls, things like those sorts of creatures are common. The supernatural beasts and creatures like that are extremely, extremely rare. Think about I've made elves rare, so you will see them every once in a while. But beasts just don't hunt around. There's too many kingdoms. There's too many soldiers. Those are mostly in the wild. So this is why you're nervous, because this is unprecedented. And Ash can tell you in the history lessons he knows, there has never been tales of single creatures coming kaijuing to a town ever, in any town, any city.
So
It's never
I'll reach out my arm to call for Brock to come down, and when he lands on my arm, I'll lean to his little owl ear and ask him to, hey, can you see if you can go spot the creature in the woods to the east? And he'll go, and he'll fly off.
The owl takes off.
Yeah, in the distance. Ooh, yeah.
He's unsure he's looking for it. He said, "Who?"
What? What?
Where?
What?
That comedy's going on for a while.
Oh, by the way, Ian, she thought you were cute and laughed at you.
Oh, she thinks I'm cute? Yeah.
She
Apparently,
thinks I'm
hey.
cute.
Chances, huh?
I'm adorable.
Where the hell is
that
this
is
going?
what the ladies who keep showing up at the bar say, so.
Yadro, what does this have anything to do with a basilisk?
Oh, because he had asked me kind of a dumb question,
The basilisk thinks
and
he's cute?
she thought it was funny.
Hey, I might be able to make the basilisk thinking I'm cute work in our advantage, okay?
And
As
then
this
get on it.
conversation is
Straight out.
Mshale, which way are we going? This is
As this conversation is going, Mshale has already stepped away from the group, headed east. He is
Well,
still within earshot,
Before
but
you go,
he's
And I'm
basically getting very frustrated with waiting here.
right before you go though, you need to go back sort of towards town and recruit foxes.
Oh, okay.
If that is,
Uh,
you want to take foxes, you have to recruit them. They just don't.
All right,
show up.
then I'm gonna go back. I will tell you, keep planning. I'm gonna get the foxes, and then I'm gonna take off, and I'm
Before
gonna go
Mshale
maximum of my
leaves.
speed.
Hey, Mshale, would the herbalist have any cure for petrification?
The weaver,
The
yeah,
Weaver.
the old lady.
Marta.
Yeah, Marta.
I could ask, but she's not coming out there with us.
Okay.
no a tonic that we could bring with us. I think is what Ian is looking for.
Yes.
I don't know if we have time to ask, but we can certainly do that if worse comes to worse. If somebody is harmed in that fashion, we can certainly ask for help.
If you see her, Mshale, tell her to start preparing such a tonic if she has that recipe.
So
And
Mshale
then
already
move on.
has a path that he's trying to take. So I'm going to head
Granted.
off with Mshale to head to the Weaver to
Okay.
ask her about the tonic.
Okay.
I'm
Ben.
going nowhere near her. I'm just getting foxes. I just don't think that
Okay.
that's a safe stop at this point.
Ben, while everybody's talking about planning, I'm gonna keep my eye to the east and have a be paying attention to what's going on out there so that I can see anything that changes or anything. Scanning the horizon.
Okay. All right.
As it
Anybody else? Thulsa, did you wish to recruit any of the guard?
Well, I have my intent, but Lady Carolyn hasn't specifically given direction yet at the moment, so
I'm open to suggestion.
I give my suggestions.
Well, you're the captain, so you can bring you people you can bring soldiers to escort you, as is military tradition. So.
Sure. Well, if we're dispersing to get things done, then I want to go grab Yolan. Although I don't know what his fighting style is, I don't think we've ever discussed that. Do you know his stats in that regards?
I don't know. Jeremy, what is Yolan's fighting style?
He would be, I'd say, a champion fighter, proficient with katana, just like myself.
Okay.
Two-handed sword.
So katana, a very longer type of katana. So he doesn't use a shield, and he's using that weird Morheim blade.
All right. So he's not going to be the champion archer I was hoping for. So, but he is my second in command, so I'll grab him.
Well,
and then
you have command of the archers. They don't have a
right. Right. Yes, I understand that, but I was hoping Yolan was going to be my big harpoon thrower.
I did consider that he would be a samurai class instead, which actually
he's
is
not that high level. That he's not
in longbow.
You guys are the third levels. They are all well below that. So they have no subclass titles at this moment.
I don't even have a subclass yet.
Some of you don't have subclass.
Yeah. So
some people do though.
As my second in command, grab Yolan. We'll grab the Hornets as our primary attack force, and then I want Endelin.
Captain. The riders.
Yes. Yep. So Yolan with me. We'll gather the Hornets as our primary attack force. I would like Endelin to alert the town guard, the rest of the militia, the armsmen, to start getting people off the streets, get inside. Just saying, there's a threat to the town coming. We don't know if it's a wild beast or multiple yet, but we want people off the streets in case it gets into the town.
Okay.
Just a subtle, just everybody get off the street to be safe. And then I gotta address, is it Robin? What's his name? Robin. Yeah, Robin Dutton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Robin, right now we've got some concerns about where loyalties lie, but you've always stood in the house and been the house guard, and we've been notified of a danger on the way. I don't know if you know what's going on or not, but at this point, I think I can trust in your job and you doing your job, and that's to protect the family. Right now, we can't let anyone into the house.
Persuasion.
So we're concerned. Okay. Persuasion.
You should have all had a long rest before this session started.
This might be the time to do it. I'm going to add a superiority die.
Ooh, using it now.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, no, I meant to send what I said to Ben.
So, persuasion. So it's good I'm adding the superiority die.
Rough already?
Yeah, it landed on at a 4 with my bonus.
Damn.
So a 5. Yes, awesome.
A total of a 5?
Total of a 5.
All right, hold on here.
With using one of my superiority die.
Matt, you're an inspirational leader.
Yep.
Well, these guys are just asses. That's apparently what's going on. Let's just see how this works.
So I need you to gather your men get everybody, in position to defend the family, defend the house. If they get it past us, you guys got to stop it. Otherwise, things are going to go bad in a hurry. And I really hope that your interest is for things not to go bad. I'm trusting in that. And so gather up your men, get everybody ready, be prepared for a fight.
All right. So, we know. Okay, I just want to get a little bit more details taken care of here real quick. You guys might need to make notes yourself. So at this moment, Yolan is also accompanying you. So the Morheim brothers are with you. With 12 of the Hornets, correct? You are taking the 6 archers and the 6 crossbowmen. Is that correct also?
Correct. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we want to put as much firepower on that thing from a distance as possible.
So, Shali, you will find Britt, because she's been around quite a bit. Are you taking anybody else with you?
I would try to gather as many as possible, and then whoever the last one that I could gather is, if there's any that I am not finding quickly, like I'm not taking a ton of time. If I end up with 3, I end up with 3. If I end up with 4, it's 4. It's kind of like who I can find quickly. But whoever the last one that I find, that one I will say you need to get the others and man positions very close to the town. If anything gets through to the east, then you're responsible for supporting whoever's guarding, whoever's standing post at the town. Don't come after the rest of us, but stay and support the town.
All right, that will be Eldon. He's the last name on that list, so you will have 5 others. So you have a total of 6 foxes.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys got your people. Carwin, you have a small army with you now. 6 foxes, 12 hornets, 2, the captain and the apparent now second in command of the town guard are your militia. You have brought your one of your other scouts, so I guess your Amshali is a lead scout of the foxes. You brought your priest Ash from the temple of or the order of Cross. You've taken your tailor and your bard. I just like saying that.
Hey, Garrick was nasty when it came right down to it. I'm all about bringing the tailor. I'm not going to lie. I'm all about bringing the tailor.
So your cousin, Balin, will hold the defenses of the town. So we also, I think, she's going to miss next session anyways. So her and Thomas will lead the remaining thorns. And apparently the Welshire riders in the defense of the town should you fail and perish.
And 1 fox. Our order will not end with us.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys are gathered now. Who will take the lead, Tyros or the foxes?
I honestly think the foxes should, because that's our job, and I will say if Tyros wants to have his animals kind of get ahead of us, that makes sense. But I will basically make sure the goal for the foxes is to stay so wide apart from each other. Like normally a safe distance would be anywhere from 10 to 15 meters, but I would like us to get even wider than that, so we cover a large area as we move forward. And basically that way none of us can kind of that way the creature won't get 2 of us in one gaze is really what I'm going for.
Okay.
You gotta be. We don't know what the range is on that, so we need to make sure that if somebody's tagged, the next person and people on either side are aware of it, even though.
Well, I'm assuming the range is as far as it can see. So it's not an issue of how far away you are from it. It's an issue of its arc of vision.
It's
right?
peripherals.
Right. So if it sees, assuming something close to 180 degrees, it's very wide. So as we're moving, we need to be very wide apart and move in that direction. And then how the rest of you group behind us, that's really up to Thulsa and your decision. But I'm saying the foxes need to spread out, and we're going to be using woodland signals, things like that, to kind of kind of let each other know and check in with each other every so often, so that if anybody doesn't signal back, like we're going to go in order. So you guys, as we're going forward, you will hear us sequentially making like animal noises, or we each have our own our own specific animal noise. And you'll hear it kind of go in a line and then go back and go in a line and go back. And that way, if at any point one of those is missed, then we'll know something happened to that person. Basically, we're forming a sonar of sorts.
Tyros, are you good with this?
I would have offered to lead the way. I've got my owl scouting, but I don't want to get in the way of that well thought out plan. So I'll hang back a little bit, and if there's if I hear anything, I'll reach out to the center of the group to make it known.
Okay. One thing I will put out for you, Tyler, just to kind of get you in the mood of things kind of going on for. You've never been around this many people. There are over 20 individuals. So this is some of the theater of the mind going on. There are these scout individuals that you sort of know that you're getting ready to move out. But there are like these other men at arms with bows and crossbows, weapons that you're familiar with. But the fact that these metal armored individuals are here in the town, and then all the people you found, at this young lady who seems to be in charge of this town are here. But the numbers is quite massive, and you know it's making an impression upon the earth that you walk. As you're kind of gathering all this, Britt catches your eye, and she bows to you, because she gets up to you pretty quietly and says, "What are you doing here?"
I was headed into town to see you and ran into the leader of the scouts, Mshale, and now it's kind of all gotten kind of crazy. Andar was out here and alerted us to the basilisk that's on its way here, and we're going to go take care of it.
The town is already going crazy as it is. It's not a good time, Tyros.
It's never a good time.
Well, just stay back here, okay? Let us do our job. I'm part of the foxes here. We can take care of this. And with that, the girl that you have felt fond of disappears more or less into the brush ahead with Mshale and several other individuals. You make the chittering sounds and the animal sounds. The group presses out. You feel like you've gone about, Tyros, you're pretty good. You've gone about 4 to 5 miles. And one of the things that you seem to like, you might have moved off, is you're cut to the side as there's a stone deer.
Ben, before people get going too far, I'd want to give everybody a blessing from Cross with guidance.
Your blessing? That is,
yeah, well, guidance. The cantrip guidance.
You can guide one person. That's the thing. That's going to be going to be limited in time. You can say what you want. If you feel like, if you want to just do a general blessing, because you know how the powers of the deities are in Alanis, that's a different story.
Right.
Spells are going to be limited.
Well,
you are going to be walking for an hour or so.
Yeah. It's up to a minute. Yeah, I messed up on that. But I will ask for a blessing from Cross. I will ask Cross to protect us from those evils that await us in the forest, and strengthen our ability to protect those we leave behind and love.
Roll 2 20s. No, just 2 20s and tell me what the results are in each of them. No modifiers.
All right. Looks like 13 and 16.
Okay. As you have made your blessing, you're touching the holy symbol of cross. You are snapped out of your regular vision. You feel a foggy realm about you. You hear crashing vegetation and destruction of these sounds. There's a horrible growling pitch sound in this distance of this foggy pastel serene scene that you're among, as you see men, but they're not moving. It's stone. They're frozen in all of life and time, and this awful shadowy thing comes erupting out. Its eyes are blazing red, and in that essence you feel the threat, the danger, the being that you know that you were made to stop as a guardian of Cross. But in that connection, as what your God has now told you, you feel that he is not alone, that this is one of apparent many that is now your enemy. Everything of what you are made to protect and revere is in danger. And whatever has caused this cataclysmic eruption of hate, these beings are that entity that you must oppose. And you can feel nothing good about this. Nothing but pure evil and hate, and it is destruction. That is what bothers you and your God the most, that this is hell walking the earth of Spero. And you snap back, and that is where we'll end our session, as we are prepared to take on the Basilisk next month.
You're welcome for the fitting end.
Great job, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
We gotta set a date before you take Raid off.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not taking it off. I was
Oh,
good night
everyone
to,
else, yes,
to,
yeah.
to the audience.
Good night to
Well,
the audience.
Good night to
Oh
the
yeah.
audience.
Good night, audience.
All right. Thank you. Let us stop all.